Welcome to the 2019 Salmon P Chase College of Law commencement exercises. The processional music this evening is being performed by the NKU Brass Quartet featuring Cameron Everidge, Spencer Keynes, Patrick Mills, and Joseph Ball, students in the Department of Music. Would you please rise for our national anthem, led by Sarah Hack, Brittany Hayes, and Sally Modilewski, students in the School of the Arts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome Mr. Michael Whiteman, Interim Dean of the Chase College of Law, to the podium.
To our accomplished faculty in attendance, to the university officials appearing with me on the podium, to our distinguished invited guests, and most of all to the families and friends of the class of 2019, I extend my welcome to the commencement for Northern Kentucky University's Salmon P. Chase College of Law.
Please welcome Ms. Suat Rollins, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, to the podium.
Good evening. The Chase College of Law of Northern Kentucky University is fortunate to have both outstanding faculty members who daily demonstrate their commitment to the mission of the university through their teaching, research, and service, as well as dedicated staff who work tirelessly to support and guide our students from admission through career opportunities. It is my distinct pleasure to ask all faculty and staff in the Salmon P. Chase College of Law to stand and be recognized. Thank you. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce the distinguished members of the platform party. I will ask them to stand as I call their names and remain standing. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Representing the NKU Board of Regents, Chair of the Board of Regents, Lee Shaban, Regent Michael Baranowski, Regent Dennis Repenning, and Regent Greg Shoemate. Please join me in recognizing the NKU Board of Regents. Dr. Ashish Vaidya, President of Northern Kentucky University. Mr. Michael Whiteman, Interim Dean of the Chase College of Law. Ms. Ann Schoen, Commencement Speaker. Professor Henry Stevens, Grand Marshal. Professor Ursula Tracy Doyle, Grand Marshal. Mr. John Garvey, Chair of the Chase Alumni Council. Ms. Amy Hallbrook, Associate Dean for Experiential Learning. Ms. Jennifer Kinsley, Associate Dean for Professional Development. Mr. Lawrence Rosenthal, Associate Dean for Academics. Mr. David McKnight, Associate Dean for Advancement. Ms. Lori Southwood, Co-Interim Chief Administration Officer and Chief Human Resources Officer. Ms. Kim Scranage, Vice President for Enrollment and Degree Management. Dr. Valerie Hardcastle, St. Elizabeth Healthcare Executive Director for the Health Innovation Institute and Vice President for Health Innovation. Ms. Joan M. Gates, Vice President for Legal Affairs and General Counsel. Mr. Eric C. Gentry, Vice President for University Advancement. Dr. Robert Zai, Interim Dean of the W. Frank Steele Library. Dr. Kevin G. Kirby, Dean of the College of Informatics. Dr. Kathleen Roberts, Senior Advisor for Inclusive Excellence. Dr. Diana L. McGill, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Ms. Jonna Reeder Playmeyer, Interim Dean of the Hale U.S. Bank College of Business. Dr. Dale Stevenson, Dean of the College of Health Professions. And Dr. Alar Lipping, Interim Dean of the College of Education and Human Services. Please join me in recognizing our platform party.
Please welcome Ms. Tara Ramey, President of the Student Bar Association, to the podium.
Good evening, provosts, deans, professors, graduates, parents, families, and friends. I have been racking my brain trying to come up with the perfect speech, and I'm not going to lie, I even resorted to researching, which is what I have found is the lawyer's lifeline. I watched a few past year's commencement speeches and speeches from other schools, and they were all great, by the way. But after watching several speeches, I came across one titled, "The Bestest Law School Commencement Speech Ever." And so naturally, I made it my theme, because after all, it's the bestest one ever. After some thorough research, I concluded that first, I'm supposed to start with a greeting, which I did, though it wasn't nearly as epic as the one from the bestest law school commencement speech ever. If you have time, look it up. Second, my speech is supposed to be littered with jokes, but that's not likely to happen because mine are really lame. And finally, and most importantly, my speech should reflect our class, our memories, and our law school experience. And I feel semi-qualified to talk about that one, so I will. So, we'll start with one specifically that I feel like we can all relate to, which are exams. I don't remember my exams, to be honest. Some of my fellow graduates might, but personally, I've blocked them out and tabbed them in my memory as traumatic events. I do, however, remember the feeling of taking the exam. It felt like a long-distance race, like a marathon, except for the clock was counting down, not up. We had 3 or 4 hours to read the questions and write out thoughtful answers, but honestly, what we really had were 3 or 4 hours to panic, read the question, begin writing an answer and hoping desperately that our panic doesn't reflect in that answer, and then deal with a complete computer exam-soft, examplify, exam-so-soft meltdown, followed by, of course, more panic. When we finally hit the submit button and left the room, you promptly encountered a barrage of classmates talking about the exam you just took. And here you did one of two things. Either you stood and listened and talked about the exam only to conclude that you must have failed it, or you ran really fast to live in the bliss of not realizing all of the issues you missed. But either way, finishing the exam was different. It felt bittersweet, and you were excited about being done. Excited to go celebrate with friends, but always terrified about what comes next. I think the overall law school experience is similar to that of an exam in a way. Did it feel like a traumatic experience? Yes, absolutely. 3 or 4 years worth of it. Every day, we would sit down, read through problems and issues, and come up with thoughtful answers in preparation for class. Then we would deal with panic, and the kind that you would feel about being called on in class, all the while hiding that panic from your classmates. Some of us dealt with meltdowns that looked like crying in the elevator, and by some, I mean me. And thankfully, Professor Crater was close by and came to my rescue. So many nights were spent studying and writing papers and just wondering what in the world we were thinking when we decided to go to law school. But now that we've hit the submit button for the final time, we can celebrate with friends and family and feel excited about being done. We are all still terrified about what comes next, and we wonder what the bar will be like, how the first year of practice will go, and who will get the Iron Throne. And the myths of the law school are true. It is hard and it is stressful, but I would do it all over again because of all of you. I have made friends I couldn't bear to lose, friends who have become like family to me, and I thank God every day for them because I promise you I would not be on this stage today without them. I thank God for the professors and administrators who have helped us every step of the way, and I thank God for all of my family, especially my mom, my dad, my sister and brother, who have pushed me to keep going when I just couldn't anymore. And this may not be the bestest commencement speech ever, but these have been the bestest 3 years of my life. And finally, while I'm excited to be done with this chapter, I think I'm more excited to work with each and every one of you in the future. I'm excited to finish this chapter and begin a career with a great firm in an area of law that I love. And I'm excited to see how bright our futures will be. And if I've learned anything from this experience, it's that no matter how crazy and panic-filled life becomes, in the end, just like law school, we'll make it through and be stronger for it. And also, no matter what, to always remember that we've all become family and will always be there for one another. Thank you for allowing me to be your SBA president, and it has no doubt been the absolute craziest roller coaster I've ever been on, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wish you all the absolute best, and congratulations, class of 2019, we did it.
Chase graduate and Kentucky Supreme Court Justice Michelle Keller is hosting a national conference today, so could not be here in person, but she sends her regrets in these congratulatory remarks, which I will share now on her behalf. Congratulations to the 2019 class of the Salmon P. Chase College of Law. I send you greetings on behalf of the Kentucky Supreme Court. I regret that I cannot personally deliver this message, but my work as chair of the Kentucky Access to Justice Commission has taken me out of town. Enjoy this commencement and savor the satisfaction that your hard work, dedication, and discipline have brought you. After the celebration is over, continue these traits, and they will bring you success on the bar exam and beyond. You all possess the gift of sharp intellect. Use it to do good. Remember that personal integrity is the cornerstone upon which a successful career is built. My door will always be open to you, and I can't wait to see what your futures bring. It is now my honor to present the Salmon P. Chase Award. This award is in the form of a likeness of a silver pitcher. The real pitcher is housed in the Cincinnati Museum Center and is numbered among the museum's most valued artifacts. It was given to our namesake, Chief Justice Salmon P. Chase, by the African American community in Cincinnati in recognition of Chase's stalwart advocacy on behalf of freed slaves. Chase's silver pitcher and the award given today in its honor has drawn the attention of the nation's current Chief Justice, John Roberts. Chief Justice Roberts, in speaking about our law school's Chase Award, has said that graduates of the Chase College of Law should, like Chief Justice Chase himself, and I quote, bring discipline, integrity, skill, and courage to your labors, and couple those virtues with a sense of public service and a personal commitment to justice. Each year, we receive nominations to recognize a graduating student who best exemplifies Salmon P. Chase's passion, dedication, and advocacy on behalf of others. The recipient of this year's award is Eric Crew. Few have been able to include 3 prestigious internships at The Hague, in Haiti, and in New York, a position at the Ohio Justice and Policy Center, and a writing career, all while attending law school. For all of those activities to be in the arena of social justice demonstrates an intense, passionate, and single-minded focus on changing the world. No one who has met or worked with Eric could dispute the fact that he is 100% committed to and will absolutely succeed in changing society for the better. It is now my privilege to present the 2019 Salmon P. Chase Award to Eric Crew.
Wow. I'm so humbled, and I just want to thank the professors and the students for your nominations. I want to thank the Salmon P. Chase College of Law for this recognition. I'm humbled partly because I look out at my fellow graduates and I see so many outstanding advocates there, and I know we're all going to work together to be a part of that change. It means a lot to me also to be recognized for work that really comes from one core belief that I have. It's partly given to me from my family that's out there in the crowd, and that's that we're all interconnected. All human beings, all the living things that are here are interconnected, that our actions affect each other, that our fates are tied together, and that we can together make this world a better place. So thank you, and I'll cherish our respectful but fierce dialogues we had, and I'm wishing all of you and your families the best going forward. So thank you.
It is now my honor to present the 2019 Professor of the Year Award. Each graduating class selects a professor to whose excellence in teaching and commitment to the students leaves a lasting impact on their lives and futures. The class of 2019 has the distinct pleasure of selecting both Professor Ursula Doyle and Professor Steve Stevens as co-recipients of the Professor of the Year Award. Lawyers are leaders, lawyers are counselors, and lawyers are advocates. Graduates, you will find throughout your long and I hope illustrious career that you will take on all of these roles. And I know that your experiences at Chase have helped prepare you to succeed in each of these roles. We live in a politically divisive time. Opposing viewpoints are often demonized. The other side is wrong or evil or up to no good. In your role as a leader, counselor, and advocate, you must rise above this and work with others to do what's best for your community or client. It is my belief that you have it in you as Chase graduates to do just that. I would like to share with you 3 short vignettes to illustrate why, as Chase graduates, I believe you are prepared to rise above the fray and excel in your role. In 2018, the congressional election, Chase alumnus Joe Cunningham ran for Congress in Charleston, South Carolina. It was Joe's first race, but Joe knew that he would be a better leader if he could reach across political divides and build consensus around doing what was right for his community. Perhaps the finest example of this was when, in talking about his opponent, Joe said, and I paraphrase, "This is not a choice between good or evil. My opponent and I both want to help our community. We only differ in the best way to do it." As Student Bar Association president while at Chase, I know that Joe took with him this spirit of being a leader, counselor, and advocate who rose above the fray. Last year, a student came to my office and said, "Dean Whiteman, I'm starting a pro-life student group at the law school, and I cannot find a faculty advisor." I told him that was odd and that I would look into it. At our very next faculty meeting, I asked our faculty if anyone would volunteer to be the student group's advisor, and immediately 2 faculty members volunteered. I know one of those faculty members tends to lean more conservative and the other more liberal. However, they knew and they patterned for our students that as a leader, counselor, and advocate, we sometimes help those who we may not wholly agree with. Finally, last summer I was invited to one of our faculty members' house to attend a grill out that a group of students had bid on and won as part of a charity auction. When I got there and entered the room, I was somewhat taken aback. Before me was a group of students whom I knew to hold very different beliefs. There were members of the right-leaning Federalist Society and the left-leaning American Constitutional Society. There was a student who I knew was working at the prosecutor's office and one who was working as a public defender's office. There was one of our LGBTQ students with his partner, and I just said to the group, "You all bid on this together?" And they looked at me and simply said, "Of course, we're all friends." And so, graduates, I am so proud of you for what you have accomplished, and I know that you have learned and experienced while at Chase that you will position yourself to rise above the fray and allow you to be incredible leaders, counselors, and advocates, lawyers one and all. Now, we are incredibly blessed as a school to have an alumni group with an amazing leaders, counselors, and advocates. And today you will hear from one of the best, Ann Schoen. Ann is a member of Frost Brown Todd and chair of the firm's intellectual property law practice group. She attended the Chase evening program while working full-time as an engineer at General Electric. Ann has been recognized as a top patent law lawyer by Chambers USA and Best Lawyers in America. She teaches patent law as an adjunct professor at Chase and is chair of the Chase Board of Visitors. Please join me in welcoming Ann Schoen.
President Videa, Provost Rowland, Dean Whiteman, faculty, Chase class of 2019, and family and friends, good evening. As Dean Whiteman just told you, I'm Ann Schoen, and I'm a proud graduate of the Chase class of 1994. Preparing to speak to you this evening, I thought back over the arc of my story since I sat in your seat 25 years ago. You may have read the program. Dean Whiteman told me a bit about you, about me, but let me tell you how the story has progressed to date, and I'll just give you the short version. Today, I'm a partner at the law firm of Frost Brown Todd, where I've worked for the past 24 years, and where I've led the firm's intellectual property group for the past 10 years or so. I'm fortunate I get to work with some of my clients' most creative and brilliant employees to protect and capitalize on their innovations and to help my clients advance their business goals. This means I get to learn a little bit about a lot of technologies and to be regularly challenged to solve really tricky problems. I'm fortunate to have the opportunity to be involved with Chase and several other charities, all near and dear to my heart. The conclusion that you could reach from this is that the current state of my story is that I'm blessed and that I'm lucky. And all of that would be true. But 25 years ago, when I sat out there, it wasn't clear that I would get here. Then, I was a single mom with an 8-year-old son living in my parents' basement. Not exactly an impressive start. I was, in fact, several unimpressive cliches. I didn't have a law-related job when I graduated. I didn't have any law firm experience whatsoever. As I was in the evening class, and I couldn't afford to give up my day job to clerk at a law firm in the summer. So all I had on graduation day was a stack of rejection letters from more law firms than I'd care to remember, including a rejection letter from the predecessor firm to Frost Brown Todd. How did I get from that less than auspicious start to today? Luck and blessings? Yes. The benefit of a really good legal education from Chase? Absolutely. Lessons learned that I can share with you that may be helpful? I hope so. Looking back, I discerned 3 themes that were important to developing my story. First, I was open to opportunities, even if the immediate opportunity was not on a straight line to my end goal. Second, I learned to accept help from the local legal community. And third, I just kept working toward my goal. I never assumed that I couldn't have a successful legal career, even though I wasn't off to a strong start. Naively optimistic, perhaps, but my father always says that winners never quit and quitters never win. Trite, but true nonetheless. Many of you have had a circuitous route to law school. Don't forget the lessons of that roundabout course. When I graduated from Chase, I thought that because I was rather reserved, shy even, had a young son, and family only in Cincinnati, that my only career path was to write patent applications at a law firm in the tri-state area. I was certain that I was not cut out for litigation or negotiating deals. Both activities, by the way, that take up most of my day these days. After getting rejections from the local law firms and several not-so-local law firms for patent work, the only job offer I received 4 months after graduation was to be a patent attorney at GE Corporate Research in Schenectady, New York. So, to take advantage of the only chance I had to start my legal career, I moved my son to upstate New York, where neither of us knew anyone. That aloneness was driven home the first day I registered my son for school. One of the forms asked for a name and a phone number for an emergency contact if I wasn't available. I didn't know a soul in Schenectady, so I put down my brand new GE boss's name and phone number. Fortunately, he never had to take a call from the school. Without being open to that first opportunity to gain legal experience that the job in New York afforded me, I wouldn't have had the credentials to keep moving toward my goal of working at a firm in Cincinnati, which brings me to the second lesson that I learned. The legal community is a real community. The members of that community want to help you succeed. Ask for that help and accept it when it's offered. That's how I got from upstate New York to Frost Brown Todd. A Cincinnati lawyer friend of my family offered to send my resume to her contacts, including those at Frost. Because of her help, I was invited to interview at Frost, and I got a job offer. What I hadn't appreciated while I was in law school and looking for a job after graduation was that contacts matter, and the members of the legal community really do want to help. That phrase, legal community, isn't just a well-worn phrase. It's a real community of impressive professionals that cares about its members and welcomes new members. I regularly meet for coffee with law students or people considering going to law school to talk about the law as a career. I've taught some of you, and I've met with others of you. I'd be happy to meet the rest of you, and I'm not unique in this community. If you don't yet have your dream job, don't overlook the contacts that Chase and its career development professionals have, even now, after you've graduated. And just as importantly, don't fail to give back. Mentor law students or prospective law students. Use your legal knowledge to help your community. Invest some of yourself and your talent into making this community a better one. You're graduating from law school today, so you know the importance of hard work and attention to detail. Regardless of how you use your law degree in the future, the need for hard work and attention to detail will continue, and if anything, increase. Don't ever assume that you can't do something that you'd like to do. Be creative, be flexible, but figure out how to get the job done. When I started my career as a lawyer, laptops were not widely available, and you couldn't log into work from home, much less Starbucks. I couldn't spend late evenings or weekends at the office because I had to get home to make dinner for my son and oversee homework. So how to get the work done that is necessary of an associate in a large law firm? I would bring home boxes of documents at night or over the weekend so I could work at home. My definition of work-life balance at the time was that I could be home with my son, doing laundry, and working through documents at the same time. I know, times change. In another instance, I had the opportunity to go to Paris for depositions for several weeks during the month of December. My parents watched my son, who then got to fly to Paris to join me to spend Christmas break in France. That was truly a memorable vacation. But again, this was my version of balance. I didn't do everything at once, but I got the important things done, albeit sequentially. Don't assume that others have it easier than you or are doing it better. Pretty much everyone has complications in their life, even the man or woman who appears to have it all together. Do assume that you can get where you want to, recognizing that where you want to get to may change over time. Put in the effort. Don't give up before you've tried, and maybe even tried again. You have the skills, and you have the talent to build a great story. Welcome to the legal community. I'm glad you're all a part of it. Congratulations on your graduation. I look forward to learning your story and watching you succeed.
Please welcome Dr. Ashish Vaidya, President of Northern Kentucky University.
Good evening. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to preside over my first commencement ceremony for the Chase College of Law. Thank you, Tara, Dean Whiteman, and Ms. Schoen for your remarks and words of encouragement to the class of 2019. To the family members and friends who are with us this evening in support of your students, thank you for the important role you play in your student success, and congratulations to you as well. To our devoted Chase faculty, thank you for joining us today, and more importantly, for impacting our students' lives each day. You're an inspiration to our students, our alumni, and our community. And to our wonderful staff, thank you for always putting our students first. Supporting student success is the forefront of everyone's role on campus. Why don't we take a moment, graduates, to acknowledge the parents, friends, supporters, faculty, and staff one more time. Although I'm still relatively new to the university, I've had numerous occasions to meet with Chase students and alumni so far. And the message I've heard loud and clear is that Chase students and alumni are exceedingly proud of their alma mater and their experience, and with good reason. Chase provides many opportunities for students to hone their practical skills firsthand by participating in externships, both regionally and globally, through clinics like the Children's Law Center, the Constitutional Litigation Clinic, the Small Business and Nonprofit Clinic, and our most recent addition, the Sixth Circuit Clinic, which gives Chase students the opportunity to work under seasoned appellate attorneys and former Sixth Circuit clerks to brief and argue criminal appeals in the Sixth Circuit. For more than 125 years, the Chase College of Law has been committed to teaching students to use justice and the law to help others and to shape society. In fact, this college was founded as an innovation that expanded access to legal education. Since then, it has offered opportunities for deserving students to become practice-ready lawyers through innovative programs in law, business, and technology. I've witnessed this commitment to these learners and future lawyers, alumni, and our community through my first 300 days on the job. The reaffirmed commitment to access, completion, and community engagement in our Success by Design strategic framework embodies everything this law school has represented in this community for well over a century. Our mission here is to empower you, our graduates, to have fulfilling careers and meaningful lives while contributing to the economic, civic, and social vitality of this region. The success of that mission is evident by all your accomplishments that we celebrate today. We hope your time at Chase has empowered you with the opportunity to gain new knowledge and learn new skills. We hope you took the opportunity to develop lasting relationships with classmates, professors, and staff members. And because of these opportunities, the road ahead holds great promise for you. Earlier, Dean Whiteman mentioned and reminded us that lawyers are leaders, counselors, and advocates. So head out into this world to fill those roles and accomplish new and exciting things. I ask you that you please never forget the family and friends who helped you become the talented men and women you are today. Like you, they have made many sacrifices in the name of your success. They have embraced you with encouragement and love when you needed their support, and they have celebrated your achievements when you excelled. Honor their gifts by sharing your talents and your good fortune with others, and pay forward their goodwill with the people who need you. We're so proud of each and every one of you, and we want to continue to be part of your lives. Now, as you approach the final steps of becoming a full member of the noble, service-oriented profession of law, I ask you to maintain the very highest level of professional competence, integrity, and commitment to serving individuals and our community. As you weigh the heavy responsibility of helping to organize and sustain our society through the practice of law, know that the staff, the faculty, and the administration of Chase and Northern Kentucky University have complete confidence in you. NKU is proud to have you wear the NKU Chase College of Law label as you leave here today. And because we know you will honor the Chase name and you will honor your profession. And please know that Chase and NKU is always home for you. You are now one of nearly 70,000 students and alumni who are part of this region. I am so thrilled to be able to wrap up this academic year with you today as you begin the next chapter of your lives. And I wish you the very best professionally and personally as you embark on this exciting and worthy adventure in the service of others. Thank you.
Mr. President, it is my privilege to present to you Northern Kentucky University Chase College of Law graduating class of 2019.
It is now my privilege to confer the degrees. Will all the candidates please rise? You know, the audience can make some noise here now. This is okay. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Kentucky, through the Board of Regents of Northern Kentucky University, I confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended. I now declare you a graduate of the Salmon P. Chase College of Law of Northern Kentucky University. Congratulations.
Sarah Albers. Austin Aspley. Apsley. Tamisha Barner. Gregory Bashford. Dalton Belcher. Julianne Bennett. James Travis Bowman. Molly Bramble. Alexa Brewster. Stephanie Brockman. Wesley Brown. Mila Cardona Jones. Alexandra Carducci. Terry Carter. Hey, how are you? Catherine Kaufman. Christopher Combs. Emily Costin. Andrew Countryman. Congratulations. Eric Crew. Jacob Crothers. Philip Cubbin. Amber Daniel. Devin Danley. Kalisa Davis. Megan Dean. Mary Elise Dieters. William Doring. James Tanner Duncan. Rebecca Ely. Rachel, excuse me. Rachel Ely. Where's the puppy dog? Jennifer Epling. Zachary Epperson. Ashton France. Keisha Frazier. Derek Friedis. Lauren Galloway. Daniel Goss. Robert Gerding. Joshua Graber. Miranda Eve Gregory. Russell Gribble. Hey, Fred. How are you, sir? Good to see you. I know how to pronounce it. Astare Godinho. Did I do it right? Right. Anela Hudzik. Got it. Anela Hodzik. Tucker Hargrove. Chrisana Hopkins. Lauren Hurley. Danny K. Ingram Ferris. Sarah Eisen. Kevin Jeffrey. Luis Godinez Jimenez. Anna Kathman. Tina Keller. Hey, buddy. Josh Kimmy. Lyra Kubunya. Tessa Kilbane. Christopher Kirchgassner. Jamie Coles. Jessica Conrad. Anna Cornevia. Kelsey Kowalanek Billman. Austin Kraus. Jacob Kruer. Benjamin Kebbing. Damian Lynch. Timothy Joseph Lowe. Caitlin McDaniel. Holly McNeil. Michael McQuarrie. Jordan McSales. Yep. Demi Messer. Morgan Miller. Catherine Montgomery. Hey, Pete. Jennifer Moore. Moran, right. Courtney Moran. Faria Morshid. Alyssa Nally. Christopher Nunnally. Amanda Patton. Kirsten Pullman. Carabelle Priest. Patrick Quinn. Tara Ramey. Timothy Kyle Roark. Amy Robinson. Annie Robinson. Jeffrey Rosenberger. Marjorie Ross. James Rummage. Andrew Sawyer. Damien. Right. Damien Durrell Sanford. Eric Schwarber. Joseph Segro. We have two graduates. We have Victoria Schisler and Dixie. Jessica Shotwell. Amanda Smith. Sarah Harlow Stacy. Ruthann Stinger. Zachary Straub. Colby. Joseph Colby. Jonathan Thomas. Alyssa Thompson. Robert Tritchu. Jennifer Vaughn. Taryn Wallingford. Justin Wayne. Whitney Webster.
Leah Wadle, and I dropped it.
Uh-oh, where'd he go? Leah Weddle. Lindsay Weeks. Cherie Wycold.
She's got her foot on. No, hey, that's her mom. She's hooding her.
Clarissa Wells. Alexander Wilcox. Matthew Wilhelm. Stephanie Williams. William Wilson. Brittany Wright. Receiving a master's in legal studies, Annie Harrison. Helen Williams. Right. And receiving an LLM in United States law, Ahmed Al-Jamali. Congratulations. Congratulations. Also receiving an LLM in United States law, Sunday Palou. Good, good.
You have now officially joined the ranks of those thousands of Chase alumni who lead, advise, and better their communities and neighbors every day. You join the ranks of some of the best attorneys, executives, judges, and community leaders in the country. I know that they welcome you just as we at Chase welcomed you when you began your journey here. Congratulations. You are now a graduate of Northern Kentucky University, Salmon P. Chase College of Law, class of 2019.
Would you now please rise for the singing of our alma mater, the words of which are on the back cover of your printed program. The alma mater will be led by Sarah Hack, Brittany Hayes, Sally Modlewski, and Austin Adams, students in the School of the Arts.
Northern, let your vision lead us, hearts of women, men, and youth. Help us seek the higher virtues, guide us to the greater truth. Northern, Northern alma mater, may our lives enrich your name, and in time leave us your children, better far than when we came.
That concludes our commencement ceremony. Thank you for joining us this evening. Please remain standing while the platform party and graduates leave the hall.